Welcome back to our Docker series. So far, we've learned how to build and run single containers and even orchestrated a complete multi-container application using Docker Compose. Our Flask web app is talking to a MySQL database and everything runs smoothly with just one command. But here's the thing. Sometimes things don't go exactly as planned. Maybe your web page isn't returning data correctly, or your database isn't saving rows as expected. How do you figure out what's going wrong? That's where knowing how to enter and explore your containers comes in. Just like a mechanic opens the hood of a door to inspect the engine, we can open a running container to peek inside, check files, inspect configurations, and see logs in real time. In this video, we'll go inside both our Flask app container and our MySQL database container. We'll look at the project files, inspect running processes, connect to the database directly, and even test commands from inside the container. Imagine being able to jump inside your web app container and instantly debug why a certain endpoint isn't working, or check your database container to make sure your tables and data are exactly where they should be. By the end of this video, you'll be able to explore any running container just like a pro, giving you full control over your Dockerized applications. So grab your terminal and let's open the hood of our Docker containers to see what's happening inside. So before we jump inside our containers, let's quickly check which containers are correctly running. So I'm going to open a new terminal window. As in this terminal window, I have run my Docker Compose. So here I'm going to go and do Docker PS and see that two of my containers are running. Here we can see the list of active containers, their names, their exposed ports, and their status. Now here we can see two containers running, Flask app for our web service. Where is Flask app? Yeah, Flask app for our web service and MySQL DB for our database. So this confirms everything is up and ready to explore. Now we'll open the Flask container. So to do that, I'm going to enter the command docker exec flask app and bash. So by entering this command, we are going to get an interactive terminal inside the container. Think of this as logging into a virtual system that's running our web app. We can inspect files, check install packages, or even run Python commands directly. So the first thing that we're going to do is hit ls. So here we have app.py, docker compose.yml, as well as requirements.txt, just like we had in our local system. And we had exactly transferred that particular local system into our container here. We are inside this app, which is our working folder here. Here we can see our Flask files, and then using the command cat app.py, we can even read the Python code directly from the container. So this is what we had coded in our VS Code earlier here. And then the code was done on our local system and then transferred to the container. So this is now super useful because it lets you inspect exactly what is inside your container without uh, relying on the system machine. So let me exit this, hit clear. So we can also test Python commands directly here. So to do that, just run Python. We already have a version. So we'll do import mysql.connector. Now since this library is installed, so this must execute. Yes, it does. If I write print hello from inside the container, uh, it does print it here. And then if I hit exit, then we can exit here. Remember, in case of our web service Docker Compose file, just hit cat docker compose.yml, we had installed Python 3.12. If we want to check that version here, we can do Python version, and then we can see that the default image of 3.12 was downloaded here. In addition, we had installed two different requirements. Well, a lot more library could pop up along with them, but if we do pip list, we can see Flask being installed as well as MySQL connector Python being installed here. All of these additional other libraries are a part of either Python or Flask or MySQL connector Python. Now we can just, I guess, exit from this. So we are back to our terminal where we have a lot of files here, basically our own files. So I'll go to drive E, even though I don't have to. Now I would like to enter inside my MySQL DB container. So we'll see the name here. And then to enter inside it, I'm going to do Docker exec space -it and MySQL DB and then a bash command here. So now we are inside MySQL container here. So inside this container, we have direct access to our MySQL database and its file, just like logging into a remote database server. So here we'll do MySQL -u user and -p. So we've been asked for a password. Our password was just password here. So now we are inside our MySQL here. So we'll do show databases, and then we have our database here as in the form of the name here. Now if we do show tables, our table name was we'll see from the code. So our table name was messages. So now if I hit show tables, it should show me the messages tables here. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do use test db, and then inside this I'm going to do show tables, and here we have the messages table. Now inside this, if I do select all from messages, then I'm not sure how many messages are going to pop up, but I can see that I have 4 different entries into our table. If we want to check it in our browser too, then if we just call localhost 5000, we have 4 different entries. So that is it. Like I said, once inside the container here, we can use MySQL client to explore our database. We started by logging in with our credential. Then we saw the list of all databases. We selected this particular test DB here, and then we viewed the tables. And finally, we ran a select query to see all the content inside this particular table from our Flask application. Now this shows the full end-to-end communication between containers. The web app writes data, the database stores it, and we can verify it directly inside a container. Now to exit any container cell, we can simply type exit. The containers, just hit exit. So the containers will keep running in the background. So we can re-enter them anytime for maybe debugging or maybe for looking out for some files or contents here, like this. So even without entering a container, we can actually see its logs here. So for that, we need to do docker logs. We'll first check the logs of Flask app. Now this is handy for debugging our Flask app or database errors. So we can also use docker logs -f and then provide our service name to, to follow logs in real time, which is like watching live activity inside a container. And that's it for video 4. It was a short video, but today we took a deep dive into our running containers. We entered both the Flask web app and the MySQL database containers, inspected files, explored environment variables, and even checked out Python and SQL commands, and also checked logs. So these skills are more than just curiosity exercises. In the real world, being able to peek inside your containers, debug issues, and verify your services is a critical step in running reliable applications, especially when your system gets more complex. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Everything we've learned so far is the building foundation for MLOps. Think about it. In ML, we don't just write code. We train models, manage datasets, deploy services, and monitor them in production. And all of this needs reproducible, consistent environment. So Docker and Docker Compose give us exactly that. By understanding how containers work, how multiple services communicate, and how to inspect and debug them, we are preparing ourselves for real-world ML workflows. So in the next video, we'll start bridging these concepts to ML. We'll see how to containerize an ML application, package dependencies, and set up a simple reproducible workflow. This will be your first step towards production-ready MLOps practices, and you'll see why all these Docker fundamentals we've covered are so important. So make sure your containers are running smoothly, review what we explored today, and get ready to move from basic container management to ML in containers in the next video. Trust me, this is where learning gets really practical and directly applicable to MLOps. And I will see you in the next video again.